Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. As you know, over the last week or so, I've started to make individual videos for teams, the other Serie A teams, not just Inter, looking at what they're doing in the transfer market, what they're cooking up. Last week I looked at Fiorentina, and today I was going to look at Roma, because Roma are the team in Italy making a lot of noise. But I thought, why not put it together with Lazio? So look at both the Roman teams, what they both are cooking up, and what we can expect from them in this upcoming season. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts on it also. Let's get into it. We'll start off with Roma, of course. Roma. What a theme. But of course, Mourinho's Roma, and of course, as Interisti, we've got a bit of a soft spot for Roma. I mean, I've had a soft spot for Roma actually for the last few seasons, because I was a fan of Fonseca before, and now I'm a big fan of Mourinho, of course. So, I just felt like I've had a soft spot for these guys for a little while. And they've had a very interesting summer. I don't think it's as good as people are hyping it up to be. Like, I feel like they've been hyped more because of the Dybala signing, which obviously is the big marquee signing, so it does deserve that attention and that hype. But I don't think the team overall has improved that much. As you can see here, these are the transfers made this summer up until now. On Transfermarkt, Zeki Celik is the 25-year-old right back from Lille. Is he an improvement on Karsdorp? I'm not sure. Is he coming in to be a starter instead of Karsdorp? Karsdorp had a pretty good season last year, and Mourinho was a big fan of the guy. Like, he was always praising him for his commitment, and he was one of the first names on the team sheet. But there wasn't really another option. They brought in Maitland-Niles, but he didn't really move the needle too much. So good, smart transfer, £6.3 million, so not too expensive. So we'll see. Good depth for sure. We'll skip Dybala for a second, go on to Matic. Free transfer, so not much to lose out there. He is obviously 33 years old from Man United, Matic, but in Italy he should still be able to do a decent job marshalling the midfield. And of course, Mourinho seems to take him wherever he goes. At Chelsea, at Man United, now at Roma. Clearly a tried and tested Mourinho soldier. He knows Mourinho inside out. And, Veretout kind of seemed like he kind of fell out with Mourinho at some point. So I guess you could say it is an upgrade on Veretout from last season, or, maybe Sergio Oliveira, because obviously it looks like Cristante is still going to be the starter, which, leads me on to, my question originally, is the team really improved? If someone like Brian Cristante is still starting, then the first name when one of the first names on your team sheet, not 100% sure if your team's improved. But Matic should be able to do a decent job there, but we'll have to see if his legs can still keep up. Zvilar, the goalkeeper, interesting signing, one for the future, I guess. Backup goalkeeper from Benfica. And then, of course, the cherry on top of the cake, Dybala, who obviously missed out on by Inter, and he had his first press conference today and actually quickly talked about Inter, saying that it is what it is. I still have a great relationship with Marotta, but plenty of teams were interested in me, and then Roma came in a few days and it was all done, and he said he won't celebrate against Juventus. So yeah. But yeah, Dybala should be, definitely, I think Dybala adds that pressure now onto Mourinho for his stature, for his the wages that they brought him in, just the whole hype around it to try to get Roma into the top four. I'm sure that's what Mourinho would want to do. But I'm not sure where he exactly fits in. There's been a few predicted lineups. He could be the CAM in the 4-3-1. I think that would probably suit Dybala the best, but it doesn't suit Roma the best, because that moves Pellegrini out of his best position. And we're not sure whether Zaniolo is staying or not yet. So that, I think, a lot of hinges on that for this Roma Mercato. And Mourinho definitely needs to find the right formation. 3-4-2-1 to me sounds like probably the best option, because you still keep Pellegrini in his best position as he was last year, behind Tammy and Paolo. Dybala wreaking havoc, moving around on that right-hand side. But yeah, I think there's a few still things to iron out. And I think the defense still probably needs improving. You know, Smalling is great when he plays, but it's often injury prone. Mancini, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you probably know I'm not his biggest fan, although he is kind of that future captain already. Like, he's not gonna go anywhere, sign a new contract. And Ibanez is the one I'm expecting him to take this next step, like to get to the next level, but he keeps having the same issues in terms of his rashness, some bad tackles, concentration mistakes here and there. If Roma do want to take the next step, I think the defenders really need to take the next step in this team. On the outgoing side, they actually did some really good work here because they've got rid of a lot of players that they don't want, like Florenzi, Olsen, Cengiz, Paul Lopez, Bassett flop. Mkhitaryan, of course, came to Inter. So they've done good work on the outgoings, like trimming the wage budget, trimming unwanted players. Even where is he? Davide Santon without a club at the moment. And I'm surprised they didn't take the option to buy for Sergio Oliveira, who ended up in Turkey. And I'm sure, as I said, I think Mourinho would probably want to add a few more bits and bobs to his team, but it is looking like definitely he'll be able to challenge for a top 4 spot for sure. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's move on to Maurizio Sarri's Lazio, who they actually finished above Roma, but you wouldn't know about it because of the way that Roma obviously got after the Conference League win. They had all the hype, and of course Mourinho, the big thing that he did was changing the mentality of that team, bringing that winning mentality to the team. Wherever you think about that trophy, that brings a winning mentality, a winning spirit to the team that is probably going to make a difference this season. The players should play with a different mentality now. Sarri obviously had a big job on his hand, changing from Inzaghi's 3-5-2, bringing in his 4-3-3. So yeah, he had a big job on his hand, and Iglitare, the sporting director, really didn't help him too much, to be honest. The team was still pretty much built for Inzaghi by the end of the transfer market, but now it's starting to finally take shape. And actually, I'm actually more interested in Lazio's team than Roma's team. I'm not saying Lazio's team is better, because I don't think it is. I think Lazio are actually on paper taking a little bit of a step back, but we'll have to see obviously when we on the pitch. But it's a lot more interesting with the moves that they're making. Like, they've trimmed the squad as well, like Roma did, but more out of like guys that expired contracts. So obviously Correa went to Inter, but they managed to get rid of Murici. Tare deserves a lot of credit for doing that, but he was the one who brought him in the first place. But somehow they almost got 10 million euros from Murici, and we struggled to sell Pinamonti. But anyway, they got rid of Vavro. But yeah, these are the guys, Luis Felipe, Strakosha, Lucas Leiva, free transfers. Pepe Reina, he's not a big loss, but again, free transfer. So these guys, there was a big number of players leaving, so they needed to make a lot of moves incoming anyway. So I don't think I've seen people hyping the Mercato, but they just had to make these moves like numerically. And a lot of these names are kind of quite risky. Luis Maximiano, the new goalkeeper, £9 million from Granada. Looks like he will be coming in as a starter, depending on, they look like they're buying Provedel from Spezia as well. It was a good buy. So they'll be fighting out for the number 1 spot. I don't know too much about him, but good move, young keeper with potential, I'm guessing. This one's a very interesting, good move to replace Lucas Leiva, Marcos Antonio, 22-year-old Brazilian from Shakhtar. Low cost, low wage. High upside. He looks good. He looked good in the Champions League, so he already has Champions League experience. Very technical player, very Sarri-like. Zaccagni was just a redemption from last season. Still very good buy. Casale, this is one I'm not convinced. Like he's been linked with Lazio for a really long time, and this negotiation really dragged on. Centre back from Hellas Verona. Whenever I watched him, he didn't really impress me too much, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really too sure. But if Sarri really wanted him, then I guess it probably makes sense. This Gila guy from Real Madrid Castilla, interesting buy. I don't know nothing about it. Now, Romagnoli, this is the really interesting one, because this one makes sense on all the non-footballing factors, because this guy is a free transfer, a lifelong Lazio fan. Like, he's never hid the fact that this guy loves Lazio. He even admitted the other day that he sings when he used to play for Milan. He used to put the shirt up like this and sing the anthem secretly. I don't know what Milan fans think of that. as the captain of Milan. He was. So they're bringing in leadership qualities as well. Good age, 27-year-old, so in his peak. But footballing wise, we've seen this guy gets exposed. It's when he plays players with pace in a high line. Sarri likes to play a high line, likes to, he's good on the ball. But I don't know if this 4-3-3 with Sarri is really the best place for him. And he's earning quite a lot. I think it's like 3 million net a season, which is quite a lot for Lazio. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that, but I think it makes sense to at least give him a go if he was available on the free. This one I really like, Cancellieri, one of the best upcoming Italian talents, like tricky winger, direct, got some athleticism about him, left-footed. I really like it, and hopefully Sarri is not the one known to give youth much of a chance, but I hope he does give him a chance. Yeah, and then rejuvenating the squad. This whole, look at us, 23, 22, 27, 24, 21, 27, 20-year-old. These are all, young to, mid peak players. And they got rid of some of the older players like Lucas, Peperena. So rejuvenation of Lazio. That's why this project is more interesting to me. And these players are more fitting to Sarri. So hopefully they play more Sarri ball next season. But yeah, I think overall, as I said, I think actually Lazio might be when we take a slight step back. So I see Roma definitely finishing above Lazio in the upcoming season, and as I said, challenging for the top 4 spot. I don't know if they've got the minerals for it yet. Roma, we'll have to see, because they'll be in the Europa League as well, so they'll be stretched thin. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about Roma and Lazio. What do you make of these two projects? Do you think Roma can make top 4? Or do you think some people are even hyping them for Scudetto? Do you think they can even go that far? What about Lazio? Was I underrating them? Or do you think that project has more legs than I think it has? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and look out obviously for the other videos I'll be making about the other teams in Serie A. Ciao ragazzi. At the end of the day, as always, Forza Inter.